What's going on, guys? Puppy here and welcome back to another Pokemon video. And today we're going to try to do the impossible and try to beat Pokemon HeartGold with just a Pichu. Now, Pichu may seem like a very cute Pokemon at first, but when you take a look at its stats, they're bad. Like, very bad. That defense is just, oh my god. It's just horrible. The only good two stats is speed and attack, and yeah. It's not that great. It's not that great, like, as a Pokemon. Also, its moveset's pretty bad as well. It gets Thundershock, Growl, Tail Whip, or sorry, not Growl, Charm, Nasty Plot, Thunder Wave, and Sweet Kiss, and yeah, that's it. That's all it gets for level up moves. It doesn't get Thunderbolt, which really sucks, but what can you do, really? But anyway, so yeah, we're going to try to beat the game with just a Pichu, and I hope you guys do enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the solo run. Here we go. Alright, so I reset for about, I would say about, I don't know, for 20 minutes, and I got one with Modest Nature. Now, after that, I actually hopped on PK Hacks, and no, I'm not giving my Pichu for one of these. What I did instead is to try to get in Power Ice with not the greatest stats in the world, but like, as you can see on screen, you can actually randomize IVs on PK Hacks, so you're not technically like making a Pokemon like perfect. It's just like, all I wanted to do was just give this Pichu hidden Power Ice to make the run a little bit, manageable. So, yeah, then all you do is just save it, and then, yeah, you can just export it to your save file, and that's what I did. So, anyway, after you do that, what you want to do is, you actually want to lose to the rival, but then after you do that, you want to go ahead and level up, like a little bit, and then you want to go to this patch of grass on Route 32, I think? Or 33, I don't know. And you do find Mareep in this patch of grass, and what you do want to do is just knock him out for that juicy special attack EV. And yeah, you just want to do this for like at least an hour. I mean, I do check PK Hacks to make sure, like I check it just to see like how far I am or how close I'm being done. I do not use PK Hacks to increase my IVs. I only check it just to check my EVs, or so not IVs. I meant to say EVs. And yeah, so basically you want to have max special attack, a little bit of HP, and the rest of it in speed. So anyway, let's move on to Falkner. The first gym leader should be a piece of cake. By the way, I'm like level 27 now because of all the Pokemon knocked out, so yeah, this battle is gonna be a yeah. So the first Pidgey I just absolutely just roasted, and the next one is Pidgeotto, and unfortunately I met the same fate and got absolutely roasted by Thundershock. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I could have done it earlier, but you really can't because you have to do Sprout Tower first, and they give you attack EV, so I can't do that. But anyway, Bugsy's up next, and he should be also a complete joke, and he does leave a Cypher, and I went for Thundershock, and it doesn't one-shot it, but we actually get a Paralysis, and it doesn't get the move, so that's pretty good, and we knock it out. So that was Cypher, and the rest of this Pokemon should be absolute jokes. Metapod and Kakuna are very, very weak, and yeah, just absolutely fry both of them. Like, nothing much to say here, really. Yeah. Just an easy battle, honestly. It didn't take me long to win this one. And yeah, so let's move on to rival number 2. And for rival number 2, he has Gastly, Zubat, and of course I made him choose Bayleaf. And what you want to do is just knock out the Gastly, and then when you get to the Zubat, you actually want to go for Nasty Plot and actually get your special attack up, so that you can like knock out the Bayleaf for one hit potentially. I did use 2 of them, but yeah. So anyway, you then knock out the Zubat with Thundershock, and then you hopefully knock out the Bayleaf. I was lucky enough to actually get a critical hit against this thing, which made it a one-shot, so that's pretty good. And yeah, that was rival 2. Not too much to say about him. Anyway, let's go shopping, and what we need to get is Thunder, and the reason why is quite simple. Thundershock is a weak move. It only deals 40 base power, and it's just not that great. And we're just gonna buy Thunder just to make things a little bit easier for some gyms. And unfortunately, I could get Thunderbolt, but that costs 10,000 coins for the game corner, and I am not spending hours trying to get that. So, anyway, let's move on to Whitney, and she is a little bit easy, and let me explain why. And Clefairy comes out first, and what I do is just set up Nasty Plot on it, and you wanna know what's funny? It mimicked my Nasty Plot, and okay, so then I went for another one. It went for Nasty Plot, and I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. This Clefairy is just gonna get knocked out by Thundershock. And next Pokemon is Miltank, and of course Miltank. I went for Thunder, and unsurprisingly, we one-shot it. So, yeah, we're pretty high level right now, and yeah, it's because of all the EV training we're doing. I wish I did it like much earlier, but what can you do, really? Like I needed those EVs and special attack and speed. So anyway, let's move on to rival number 3, and he was pretty easy. I'm not going to describe much of this battle, but all you want to do is just use Thundershock against a Gastly, or sorry, not Thundershock. Sorry, you want to use Nasty Plot and boost your special attack. And unfortunately, he actually went for Curse, and I probably should have went for Thundershock, but I didn't. And you just want to knock it out, Gastly, after you use one Nasty Plot, and hopefully sweep his team. Now, I did pick up the Shell Bell. I really love this. I really love Shell Bell. It's such a useful item. And yeah. And use Thunder against the Bayleaf, and that will knock it out with another crit. Okay, well, that was interesting. And next Pokemon is, what is it? Is it Zubat? Yes, it is. It's a Zubat. Go for Thundershock because it's more accurate, and it will knock it out. Alright, next Pokemon is what is it? Magnemite? Yeah, it's Magnemite. Magnemite's the next Pokemon, and we should be able to easily knock this thing out with a Thunder. And goodbye, Magnemite. Alright, and that was rival 3. Not much to say about him, but yeah. Now let's move into Morty, and Morty was actually kind of a joke. And yeah, I'm just so over leveled. It just makes this too easy, but you know, it's a Pichu run. What do you expect for me to do? Not be over leveled? Anyway, for Gastly, just use Thundershock and knock it out. After Nasty Plot, of course. And Gengar comes out next. You want to go for Thunder and hopefully one-shot it, and it does. Very nice. And we level up. That's very good. Next Pokemon is Haunter. I went for Thundershock on it, and we're going to knock it out. Nice. And next one should be one-shot as well. So that's what we're going to do. One-shot this one as well. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. Honestly, could have been harder, but meh. No. So yeah, and after you beat Morty, you actually want to go to the west, or sorry, you want to go to the east of Akritique City and go to like a Rage, and you want to get the TM for Hidden Power, which is, you know, a move we're going to use for this run. It's very helpful. And like the 10 power that we got on it, the type we got was, of course, you saw at the beginning, it was Hidden Power Ice. So, and there's a good reason why I did this. It's just to make the game more easier than hard. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, price. Let's talk about price. All right. So price sends out Seal, and Seal does have Icy Wind, which could be a bit trolly. I went for Sweet Kiss on it, and it hits the Self-Confusion. Very good. I went for Nasty Plot, and it hits itself again. Very nice. And then I went for a third Nasty Plot. Yes, I know, I'm very crazy. It hit itself for the third time in a row. Or sorry, this is my third one. I thought that was, you know, never mind. I got kind of confused for a second. That was my third one. And then you want to use Thunder on it and knock it out. So, goodbye, Seal. And the next Pokemon he sends out is Piloswine. Now, Piloswine is a ground type, so make sure you use Hidden Power Ice on it and knock it out. And yeah, I actually had to level up like one level to actually be able to beat it. So yeah, it kind of worked out well. And his last Pokemon is Dewgong, and Dewgong should be one that KO with Thunder. And not much to say about Dewgong, really. It's Water type. You're gonna destroy it anyway. So yeah, that was Price. Not too bad at all. Let's move on to Chuck. And Chuck, I'm just gonna tell you right now, he was a absolute joke. And you wanna know why he was an absolute joke? Because I'm just so freaking over-leveled. I mean, I battled so many trainers, and I just gained so much experience points that I one-shot even the Poliwrath with Thunder. Are you kidding me? Well, there you go. That was Chuck. That was like a 40-second battle or 30-second battle. It was really quick. But anyway, next up is Jasmine. Now Jasmine I was scared of because she does have a Steelix. It was a little bit bulky, but however, we do have Hidden Power Ice, so she shouldn't be too bad. But against the Magnemites, you just want to go for Thunder and hope you land both of them. If you do, very good. And then for Steelix, what you want to do for Steelix is simply just go for Sweet Kiss and hope it lands, and it does, so that's nice. And it will sometimes go for Screech or Sandstorm, but thank God I went for a Sandstorm this time, which is very nice. You want to go for a Nasty Plot here, just to raise your Field Tech up, to make sure you two-shot with Hidden Power Ice. And yeah, you will not one-shot it here if you're this level. And yeah, it's very close, but she will not heal though, which is good. It's going to be good. And Screech is okay. I mean, Iron Tail would have knocked me out, like, even after Screech. So that's how weak this Vein is. But yeah, that was Steelix. Nothing too much to say about Steelix really, but you know, it did. I did level up a little bit for this battle. So anyway, let's move on to. Oh yeah, I swear to God, this is the last time I'm gonna do this, guys. Okay, I love this so much in HeartGold SoulSilver. It's just one of my favorite Pokemon games. All right, just yeah, it's very cute. But anyway, Rival 4 should be an absolute joke. Now that I have Hidden Power Ice, his mid-game should be a 1-hit KO. So anyway, first up is Golbat, and just go for Nasty Plot. And it went for Bite, which is completely fine. Look at how much that did to me. Like, oh my god, 15 defense is just really awful. And yeah, so anyway, Nasty Plot up and knock it out with a Hidden Power. Next up is Sneasel. I went for Thunder on it, and it does land, that's very good. And we're going to knock it out. And next Pokemon is Magnemite, and I went for Thunder on it and knocked it out. Very nice. Okay, that's very good. Next Pokemon, oh shoot, level up. And the next Pokemon is Meganium, and I went for Hidden Power Ice, and this should knock it out. Good, okay, critical hit definitely mattered. I mean, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, there we go. And next up is Haunter. I went for Hidden Power because I didn't really want to risk missing with Thunder, and we knock it out, so that's very good. And yeah, Rival 4 was a complete joke and a pushover. So let's move on to Claire. And Claire usually is the hardest gym leader of them all in Johto, but for Pichu, this was a absolute joke. One reason being we have Thunder and Hidden Power Ice. Now, this battle could have been way different if I didn't have Hidden Power Ice. Like, I could have had Hidden Power, like, I don't know, Ground, Fire, or something else, but I know, I chose Hidden Power Ice for this one. There's a few reasons why. And Hidden Power will one-shot the Dragonair after Nasty Plot. Alright. And next up is Kingdra, and I went for Thunder on it, and hopefully it won a KOs, and it does! Very nice! Okay. Thunder's actually doing good damage. And now we have Dragonair, number 2 coming out, and I went for the Hidden Power, obviously is going to one-shot it. And that was Claire. So, yeah, not too bad at all, really. And yeah, that was Johto. That was I could say that I beaten all 8 gyms in Johto's. It was just a little Pichu. So yeah. So next up is Rival 5, and he shouldn't be too hard. I mean, no, he's a joke, guys. Trust me. At this point, he's an absolute joke. So for Sneasel, you just want to go straight for Thunder, or else it'll use Icy Wind, which will slow you down, and that wouldn't be good. And yeah, so Nasty Plot. Make sure you use Nasty Plot. That's a critical bite. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that's a lot of damage. We knocked out Golbat, so that's very good. And Meganium, you just want to use Hidden Power again, or Hidden Power on it. Yeah, goodbye, Meganium. Alright, so that was, yeah, that was the most biggest threat ever, and it's gone. And Hidden Power will, in fact, knock out the Haunter as well. Very nice. And Kadabra is the second to last Pokemon. We use Hidden Power again, and it will knock it out one hit. Very nice. And the last Pokemon he has is a Magneton, and I went for Thunder on it, and it lands, thank God, and we knock out Magneton. So, yeah, Rival 5, absolute joke, absolute pushover. Let's move on to Elite Four Will. And, well, it wasn't even that hard. I mean, literally every Pokemon I can hit really effectively besides Jinx. And, yeah, so for Xatu number 1, you want to go for Hidden Power. It will knock it out. I didn't think it would. Oh, by the way, I also grabbed the Life Orb as well. You get that after you catch O and bring it to Ruins of Elk. It's in a secret room, and you can actually find Life Orb there. So anyway, back to the battle. Hidden Power Ice will actually knock out Executor. Very nice. This is one of the reasons why I wanted it. And next Pokemon is Slowbro. Just go for Thunder on it, and you can just easily knock it out. And yeah, that was oh yeah, seconds that too. Just go for Hidden Power and knock it out. It's not a big deal. It's pretty frail anyway. So yeah, that was Will. Absolute joke indeed. And now we have Koga, which should be not even that much of a concern. His Pokemon, some of his Pokemon are pretty bulky, like Muck, but some of his other Pokemon just aren't. So anyway, Gyarados gets one-shot by Thunderbolt. And next up is Fortress, and we go for Thunder, and it will actually knock out Fortress. Very nice. And next up is Muck, and for Muck, Thunder will hopefully one-shot it, and it does because of Life Orbs. That's very nice. And next up is Crobat. Now, unfortunately, I do not have to be Crobat, but it went for Thunder, or I went for Thunder, sorry, and we knock it out. So yeah, and yeah, so we get level 66, it's very nice. And next up is Venomoth, and for Venomoth, I went for Thunder, and it will obviously knock it out. So yeah, that was Koga. Absolute joke, absolute pushover. And yeah, that was, yeah. So anyway, Bruno was a little bit tricky. I'll explain why in a second. So for him on top, you want to go for Thunder, and hopefully knock it out, which I do, very good. And next Pokemon is Onyx, and for Onyx, just go for Hidden Power Ice, and that will definitely one-shot it. And next Pokemon is Machamp, and for Machamp, you actually want to go for a Sweet Kiss and hope it hits itself, because your Thunder will actually not knock it out at this level. If you were like any higher than this, you would, but unfortunately, it will just not. So anyway, we do knock it out with Thunder after the fusion damage, and just hope you don't miss against Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, and you should win. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, this was pretty much the whole battle. So, yeah, Bruno is kind of a joke if you just play him right. So, and now we have Karen. Now, some of you may think Karen might be really tricky and really hard to beat, but for Pichu, it wasn't. So, for Umbreon, you just want to go for Nasty Plot. A went for Double Team, which is completely fine. One for Thunder, and we actually hit, which means we could actually knock it out with one single hit. Very nice. And yeah. Next up is Murkrow. You do want to go for Hidden Power because honestly it's pretty frail, and we will knock it out with Hidden Power anyway. Yeah, Hidden Power anyway. Next up is Houndoom, and for Houndoom just go for Thunder, and that should easily knock it out. Nice. All right. Next Pokemon is Gengar, and hopefully outspeed it. We get a miss, but it misses as well, so that's very interesting. But we will knock it out with a critical hit Thunder, so that's very good. Next Pokemon is Vileplume. And for Vileplume, you want to go for Hidden Power Ice. Such a great move, honestly. It's really nice to have some coverage on this little mouse. So, yeah. Anyway, that was Karen. Not even too bad at all. Let's move on to Lance. Now, Lance was interesting. You see, his Dragonite are pretty bulky in special defense, and I'll show you guys in a minute here. So, anyway, Gyarados, you always want to go for Thunder on it and knock it out. Alright, perfect. And Dragonite is up next, and hopefully Hidden Power Ice will one-shot it, even with Life Orb. Let's see if it does, and... are you kidding me? Well, that's kind of a problem, and Outrage will one-shot me. So, yeah, as you can see there, I immediately resetted. Now, I did grind quite a bit to level 76. I know, quite crazy, really, but trust me, you want to do this for a couple of reasons. One, so you one-shot the Dragonite, and two, so that you outspeed Aerodactyl, because Aerodactyl is pretty quick. And once we get to level 76, Hidden Power will now be a 1-hit KO on Dragonite, which is very nice, and now the rest of the Dragonite should be a 1-hit KO as well. So, yeah. And, yeah, that was pretty much it for his Dragonites. Not too bad at all. I mean, yeah. I didn't even boost my attack or nothing. It just destroyed them. So, yeah. And next up is Charizard, and hopefully you don't miss, because if you do, it might cost you, and we don't miss, so that's good. And yeah, his found Pokemon is Aerodactyl. Now we do actually outspeed it now, thank goodness, because we're actually super over leveled, so that's pretty good. And yeah, that was Lance, the champion. So yeah, I just beaten the entire Elite Four with just a Pichu. And yeah, I'm quite impressed really by this little mouse. And obviously, as you're seeing right here, we did technically beat the game, but as you guys probably know already, or if you guys don't know already, the game is not over yet. We still have Kanto and Red to beat, so hopefully we can actually beat Red. I do have a strategy for Red that I was thinking that would work. So anyway, yeah. So that was pretty good. 15 hours. That was it's basically 16 hours. Not bad. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on to Brock. And Brock should be pretty easy since we actually have Hidden Power Ice. So let's see. So, oh yeah. By the way, we level up level 100. By the way, I do this every time we get the Kanto just to make it more consistent. And yeah. Anyway, Hidden Power Ice one shots the Graveler, and we're gonna one shot it. We one shot Rhyhorn as well. Very nice. And next up is Onyx, and Onyx should be a 1-hit KO. Obviously, it's very, very frail in special defense, and yeah, goodbye. Next Pokemon is Kabutops, and you do not want to miss a Thunder. That would be very bad. And yeah, Thunder will knock it out 1 hit. And same for Amistar. You want to go for Thunder as well. Unfortunately, did miss this time, but that's fine. Brian doesn't do much to me anyway, and we're gonna knock it out with Thunder. So yeah, that was Brock. Kind of an easy trainer, you could say. I mean, easy gym leader. And yeah, so anyway, let's go ahead and bug Missy's boyfriend for the last time in the series. And yeah, so anyway, for Misty, what you want to do is actually go for Nessie Plot first turn and hope that Golduck doesn't hit you. Luckily, it went for Disable, which is very perfect, and use Thunder on it, and it should be able to one-shot it, and it does. So that's nice. Next up is Quagsire. Now, Quagsire, you actually want to use Hidden Power on it, and this will, in fact, knock it out. So that's very good. And yeah, next up is Lapras. And you want to go for Thunder and hope it hits. And it does. Very nice. Alright. Perfect. Next up is her Starmie. And Starmie should be an easy one at KO, obviously. And yeah, goodbye Starmie. That was Misty. Total joke. Absolute joke. But still pretty beautiful looking. Anyway, next up is Surge, and you know, I wasn't really that scared of Surge since I am electric type myself, and this should be a piece of cake. So anyway, for Raichu, I just went right for Thunder, and knocks it out in 1 hit. Wow, okay. Next up is Electrode, and then I decided to go for Nessie Plot because I rather use a more accurate move, and it went for a double team, which is completely fine. I went for Hidden Power, landed, very good, and we're going to knock out Electrode, so that's very good. And next Pokemon is Electrode again, and we're going to use Hidden Power once again and one-shot it, so that's very nice. And next Pokemon is Magneton. I went for Thunder and missed, which sucks, but I went for Double Team. And I went for Thunder again, and I missed the second time, god damn it, come on. Okay, Thunder hits on the 3rd try, that's good. And yeah, that was Magneton, so... Last up is Electabuzz, and Electabuzz is a 1-hit KO with Hidden Power. And yeah, that was Surge. pretty easy. So now we have Erica, and because we have Hidden Power, she's going to be an absolute joke. So let's get right into it. And you actually want to go for Nasty Plot just in case Blossom lives. You never know, like Blossom has pretty good special defense, and yeah, so out comes Victory Bell, and Hidden Power will in fact one-shot it, which is very good. And next up is Blossom, and for Blossom, I went for Hidden Power, and this should knock it out. Yes, good, awesome. And next up is Jumpluff, and Jumpluff will obviously be a 1-hit KO because it's double weak to it. And yeah, that was not Blossom, Jumpluff. And last Pokemon is Tangela, and for Tangela, just go for Hidden Power and knock it out. And yeah, that's the battle with Erica. Kind of easy, kind of a pushover. Let's move on to, oh, another joke, Janine. Literally, she's got to be the worst gym leader I've ever seen, like, literally. Her Pokemon are just so weak. I decided to go for Nasty Plot, and yeah, Crobat decided to go for Confuse Ray, and I do hit Hidden Power, and I'm going to be able to knock it out. So, she'll be an absolute sweep. And Hidden Power, I snap out, and Hidden Power will, in fact, knock out the Ariados. And she decides to send in her second Ariados, and the same thing will happen to that one. Goodbye, Ariados. And she sends out Weezing, and Hidden Power will in fact knock down out as well. So, yeah. And then we have her Venomoth, and for Venomoth, I just went for Hidden Power. It's more, trust me, it's more accurate than Thunder, and it's probably more worth using against them anyway, since it's more accurate. And yeah, Janine was a joke again. And let's move on to Sabrina. And she's not that hard, really. I mean, she could be, but her Espeon for some reason uses Skill Swap in turn 1, which I don't know why it does that. I decided to go for a Nasty Plot. And Skill Swap, yeah, okay. I decided to go for Hidden Power, and hopefully this will want a KO, and it does. Very nice. Okay, that's good. And next up is Mr. Mime. I went for Hidden Power a second time, and knocks it out. Alright, awesome. That means I should probably be able to knock out Alakazam as well, so goodbye Alakazam. And that was Sabrina. So, kind of an easy fight. And yeah, so let's move on to Blaine. And Blaine is definitely a really strong gym leader. He's a level 59 Rapid Dash, which is pretty high leveled. And what you want to do is just go for Thunder on all of his Pokemon, and hopefully you don't miss. Because if you do, that'd be pretty bad. And yeah, just one-shot all of his Pokemon. There's not much to say about Blaine, really. He's kind of a pushover. And yeah, we just one-shot all of his Pokemon with Thunder. So that's Blaine down. Pretty easy. And now I gotta face Blue, and he's not much of a big deal, really. But I don't know. It only took me a few tries to beat him. So Executor comes out. Hidden Power will in fact knock out Executor with Life Orb, of course. So that's very nice. And next Pokemon is Rhydon, and Rhydon will get one-shotted by a Hidden Power Ice. So that's very nice. Get it? It kind of rhymes. Next up is Machamp, and from Machamp you go for Thunder, and since it has no guard, it was always lands. That's very good. And now you gotta hit now you have to hit 3 Thunders in a row. One against Arcanine, one against Gyarados, and one against Pidgeot. And the first one does land against Arcanine. And for Gyarados, you want to use it again, and thank God it landed and knocked it out. Obviously, it's pretty weak to type moves. And Pidgeot, I was debating whenever to go for Hidden Power or Thunder. I decided for a Thunder, and I knocked it out. So that was Blue. Kind of a joke, honestly. Like, I thought it'd be way harder than that, but nope. When you have a Pichu that has Nasty Plot, or sorry, not Nasty Plot, has Thunder and Hidden Power Ice, you're basically unstoppable. You're basically unstoppable. But now we gotta face a kind of a big challenge for us. We gotta try to beat Red with just this tiny little mouse. And how am I gonna do it exactly? Well, first off, I went to Cerulean Cave, and I got the TM for Thunderbolt, and you'll see why he's Thunderbolt. It's just more accurate than Thunder. And honestly, it'll still want to KO Snorlax anyway. So anyway, let's get right into it. So basically, what you want to do is, against Red, you want to get very, very lucky with Attract. And yes, I did give it Attract. Attract is better than Double Team in some cases. And you want to try to get free Nesting Plots up. Now, unfortunately, it took me like a few minutes to get this. But you want to get the Pikachu to not attack for 4 turns straight. And this battle right here was the one that actually won. So yeah. So anyway, here we go. So Pikachu comes out, and I go for Attract on it, and it is immobilized. Very good. Now one Nasty Plot. All right, perfect. And good. Okay, no movement. And that second Nasty Plot, and no movement again. Okay, second. So wait, is this the third one? I forgot. I think this is the third one. And now you want to go for Thunderbolt, and you want to and it will knock out Pikachu. And yes, I do have 190 speed. His Pikachu actually only has 189 speed, which means that I actually outspeed by 1 point, which is very nice. And yeah, Lapras is a one-shot, so that's very good. And Snorlax hopefully is a one-shot. I mean, I'm +6, so hopefully this will work. And it does work. Very nice. That's very good. Then next up is Venusaur. And for Venusaur, you just want to go for Hidden Power Ice, and that will honestly knock it out. And yeah. Next up is Charizard, and Hope, not Hope, in this, I'm not using Thunder, I'm using Thunderbolt. You will knock it out with Thunderbolt, so that's very nice. And his last Pokemon is Blastoise, and Blastoise doesn't really stand much of a chance to Thunderbolt. And yeah, that was Pokemon Heart Gold with just a Pichu. World's first, by the way. I've never seen anyone else do this before. So, I mean, for only this game. So, yeah, that was Pokemon Heart Gold with just a Pichu. I hope you all enjoyed that. That was quite interesting, really. And yeah, this was really fun. And sadly, though, this will be my last Heart Gold challenge I'll do for like, I don't know how long, but yeah, I'm getting kind of tired of making these videos for like every like week, but or a couple days, but I'm getting a little bit tired of making these videos for, so I just want to take a little break and just do something else, but you guys probably would understand. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Love you guys.